Welcome back to another Hot Takes video. The first hot take says Roman Reigns being God pushed is making the WWE product and wrestlers worse at the end of the day. So is Roman Reigns and his God push ruining the WWE? I don't think so. I think it's brought a level of relevancy back into WWE, and I think it's made all the world title feuds he's been involved in that much greater. I don't think this is ruining WWE or making everyone worse at the end of the day. The next hot take says that Roman will be champ for 2,000 plus days. If not both world titles, but at least the Universal Championship will be there. Oh God, I just know. I don't think Roman's gonna hold this title for another 1,000 days. I don't know if I want to see it for another 1,000 days. Is he really gonna break Bruno Sammartino's record? I don't think so. But that is something that will piss off a lot of fans. So I don't think WWE should go ahead and do this. Wash says that it shouldn't be Cody Rhodes to dethrone Roman Reigns for his titles. It should be an upcoming star from NXT, especially Braun Breaker. No, I don't think Braun Breaker should be. It should be Cody Rhodes. The whole point of the story is that loss leads to a victory. The downfall leads to the rise. Like, you need someone to lose. And honestly, I'm all about story. And if you throw Braun Breaker in there just to have a young guy win it, I don't think there will be much of a story. So I think Cody Rhodes is the guy. If not Cody, maybe Seth Rollins, but definitely not someone from NXT. I wouldn't do that. Jay says that Roman is nothing without the title. This is a world-class hater, Jay. I gotta disagree with this hot take. I think with or without a title, Roman Reigns is the #1 guy in the industry right now. The next hot take says that 2015 through 2019 Roman Reigns wasn't that bad. It wasn't terrible, but it was pretty bad. Like, if you look back at all of his feuds, all his programs, the crowd reactions, everybody hated this man, and there was a reason for it. He just wasn't great, and he wasn't supposed to be that #1 guy at the time. Roman Reigns was just all right, you know what I mean? So I can see why a lot of people didn't like him at the time. He really stepped up his game. If you look at his work and performances now compared to 2015 through 2019, you can see a great difference. So I will say it was that bad back then. Jacob says, just because you are a heel doesn't mean you need to cheat to win. And yeah, you do make a fair point, but when you cheat, that is going to give you the loudest crowd reaction, and a lot of people from the crowd boo every single time someone cheats. It's just what happens. So I understand why that's always been a staple of heels over the last 50 years. But I do like myself some, dominant heels like Gunther. Like, Gunther is changing the way that a heel is being portrayed, and I kind of like that as well. I think there needs to be a mix of everything. I think some people got to cheat like Dominic Mysterio, while others like Gunther can win. I think Roman should be more dominant, to be honest, but it is what it is, The next hot take says Drew McIntyre has been treated poorly ever since Clash at the Castle, and he deserves to be featured as a top star like he was in 2020 through 2021. And I think it was even before Clash at the Castle. I think when I saw this man feuding with Baron Corbin for WrestleMania 38, I was like, God damn, this man really, he has not recovered since that WWE title loss and Bobby Lashley feud. But I agree, he does need to be treated better. And even he would agree, because he has not re-signed a contract with WWE because he doesn't like where he's at right now. Ryan says unifying championships with such a deep roster like today is detrimental to the locker room and WWE. Both main event and tag divisions have consolidated, and it has weakened both, especially Raw. I will say for the tag team titles, I do think they should be split up. But as for the world championships, I just can't see Roman losing unless he loses both belts. So at least for another year, we're going to have one unified championship. But for the tag team division, we should definitely split that up. However, this hot take would disagree. I says having one world title is better than having two. I think we should have 2 world championships, but not right now. What do you guys think? Do you agree with or do you think that we need 2 world championships? Mike says Gunther versus Cody for the main event at WrestleMania 40 is more interesting than Roman versus Cody 2. And as for that hot take, I gotta disagree. I want to see Gunther versus Cody, but down the line, Roman versus Cody 2 is what I want to see at WrestleMania 40. His next hot take says Roman versus Jey Uso for WrestleMania 40 without the world title would be much better than The Rock versus Roman. And I gotta completely disagree with that one. There is no way that WWE would book Jey Uso. And I honestly think that The Rock versus Roman Reigns is the match that everybody wants to see. I want to see it. I think if you have the opportunity to choose between Jey Uso and The Rock, if The Rock does agree to come back, you gotta go with The Rock every single time. The Jakeinator says Gunther is one of the greatest IC champions of all time, definitely in the top 3. Is he one of the greatest? Yes. Is he in the top 3? I don't think so, but I think he will get there by the end of this reign. I think that right now it's Macho Man Randy Savage, The Miz, and Chris Jericho, and I think Gunther is maybe number 4, maybe number 5, depending on other names, but I believe he will get there by the end of this title reign, and it also really depends how many times he does win that IC championship. Saga Boy says, if Gunther loses the IC title and moves forward for the main event scene, then Nakamura is the perfect one to dethrone him for the title. Please no, we've seen how that story ends up with Nakamura winning a mid-card championship. They just don't show up. We won't see that championship for many months to come, so I don't think I want Nakamura to win it. The next hot take says, Dominic Mysterio is the best heel in WWE, and you can't say that when you literally have Roman Reigns in WWE as the top heel in the whole business right now. So no, Dom is not, but he is a close second. Pro Gamer Galaxy says the Judgment Day should get a tag team title reign, and I agree. I want to see the group have a lot of championships, and I think that once you split up the tag belts, you got to give it to Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio. Meanwhile, Finn Balor can win the US or IC championship, maybe even the World Championship at one point. Lolo says Bobby Lashley needs to reform the Hurt Business with MVP, Omos, and the Profits and dominate Raw again. And yeah, I agree. I definitely want to see that happen. As much as I would love to see the old Hurt Business, the new one sounds even better, so let's make it happen. Jason says you don't have to be big and muscular to succeed in WWE, and it is quite sad most people believe this. And while you don't, it doesn't hurt, and it would help you, if anything, if you are a big sweaty man. So you don't really need to be big, but it will definitely help your chances in succeeding in WWE. Jason says CM Punk should return one more time to WWE, and as much as I would love to see that, it's just never happening. And I don't think it would even work out because, you know, Triple H and CM Punk just don't like each other, and I just can't see that relationship ever being fixed. I don't think CM Punk's coming back to WWE, but at least he's coming back to AEW, so that is a good thing. Speaking of that return, Ango says CM Punk in the AEW drama was all a work. I don't know about you guys, but the more I think about it, the more that this could be a possibility. If this was all a work, then was it a good call to make this happen, to make your company look, you know, completely destructive backstage just to create a hot storyline? We gotta wait to see till things unfold. Jericho says wrestling is the most simple yet most complicated thing to explain to a non-wrestling fan, and I would totally agree. That is the perfect way to put it. You say, yeah, they're wrestling, but it's fake, and everyone goes, huh? So what's the point? So it's very hard to describe it. It's very hard to explain it. You did a good job at explaining the difficulty of explaining wrestling to a non-wrestling fan. Aldo says Dominic Mysterio is better than MJF as a heel, and I've actually seen this around the internet from many people. This isn't the first time I've seen this, and I gotta disagree. While Dom is getting great heel reactions, most of it is because of the story that WWE presented, while MJF as a character is a much stronger heel. He's just a dickhead you want to hate, you know? Dom is really good as a heel, but I would say MJF is better right now. Maine says that Roman Reigns matches aren't fun to watch, and this is another hot take I've seen around the internet a couple of times here and there, and I just don't understand it. I feel like Roman Reigns has the most fun matches to watch just because the stakes to it are so high. Like, if Roman Reigns loses that match, that 1,000-day title reign is going to come to an end, and also he's going to be pinned for the first time since 2019, so because of that, I'm always on edge for Roman Reigns and his matches. And the last hot take comes from Jimmy Jim Jims, and they say The Undertaker is the worst of all time. Oh, stop the cap. Where's AJ Styles? Pull up the clip of AJ Styles.
Hold on a second. That's cap right there. That means it's a lie.